I don't have to be pro this game to tell these people to shut the fuck up.
And I'll just say this: I saw it's now gone like viral when the person in the audience said, "Is this a late April Fool's joke?"
Oh, sit your fucking ass down.
And people are applauding in the audience. You're all fucking babies.
Yeah.
All of you who applauded. You're all babies. You're rude, first of all.
Yeah.
But you're all fucking babies.
Yeah. Way to put someone on the spot who like probably. I mean, it's not like they made the final fucking call.
No. And they're not the ones who made the call for not announcing anything else. And you're putting it on them, making them feel fucking stupid for your little fucking little 5 minutes of internet fame in your fucking video. It's disgusting. And they're the reason you're there, because they gave you these franchises for you to go to fucking BlizzCon.
Yeah.
And now you're fucking fuck you. Yeah, you're not doing exactly what we want when we want. It's like, grow up.
It's so
gross.
Just
Just fucking grow up.
So gross.
You don't deserve as much as you think you do. I mean, that's most people in general.
You deserve less than you think you do.
You deserve. Thank you. You deserve. You got.
Well, hello there, motherfuckers. Well, Pat the NES Punk is the latest person to join the SJW mob against Diablo and Blizzard fans, as he and his co-host on his CU podcast rally against Diablo fans, and they rally against the audience at BlizzCon, telling them to basically shut the fuck up, that they're wrong, that they should be feeling like they're disgraceful human beings, they should be feeling ashamed of themselves. And I watched this video, and I'm not a big fan of Pat the NES Punk. He's friends with James Rolfe, he's friends with Mike Matei, and he owes a lot of his subscribers to the fact that he did happen to meet James, I guess, at a convention or something like that, and he became friends, and he was featured in some videos with him. I believe he was also featured in like a Christmas episode or something with James, you know, the angry video game nerd. And, you know, I'm a big fan of James and Mike Matei, and, you know, they've got some pretty cool friends. You know, James has done videos, like currently he's doing the Cinemassacre Rentals, the movie reviews, and he has some pretty entertaining friends that contribute to his videos. But, you know, Pat is a pretty popular YouTuber when it comes to, like, you know, reviews and video game talk, but I never liked the guy. Just something about him. It's just I was watching him, and, you know, you can't really come up with a reason, but it's just like, it's kind of one of those people you just don't like their face, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way about me and other YouTubers, but you just look at him, you're like, this guy's not for me. And after watching this video, I could definitely say that he is certainly never going to be for me. I mean, you know, he talks about the guy who stood up and said, you know, is this an April Fool's joke at BlizzCon? He tells the guy, oh, you should shut the fuck up and sit down. Like, you know, he says that these fans don't deserve anything. He basically, in not so many words, called them entitled. He says, you know, that they made the people on stage look foolish, you know, that the developers looked foolish as a cause of this. And, you know, hey, Pat, the thing is that they did look foolish, and not because of the crowd, but how they treated the crowd and how they handled the response. And, you know, and you also, first of all, you know, Pat, you see the backlash. Do you really think it's that smart to put this opinion out there? Because it's not a popular opinion. And I'm looking at your video, and you have an alarming number of thumbs down. I was looking at, you had like 1.7K thumbs down. That means that you pissed off over 1,700 people. That they felt the need to thumbs down your video. And you only had like roughly like 330 something thumbs up. That's pretty pathetic. That means a lot of people don't really like that opinion. Now, look, I know that a lot of people, you know, probably that feel very strongly, you're going to say those are the people that are coming onto your video, they're voting it down. No, but this is a pretty stark contrast. You see the Diablo Immortal trailer with the millions of views that it has, how many thumbs down it has, it's record breaking. The last time I saw anything that drastic with such a stark contrast, it was the female Ghostbusters movie. So, you know, and we all saw how that turned out. So there's no question about it. Your opinion sucks, and I know everyone's entitled to have one, and you are entitled to your opinion. No one's saying that. I'm not saying that. But, you know, your opinion, it's not a good one. It really isn't, because, you see, here's the thing, like what you're saying, these people don't deserve it. You don't understand. You see, these people paid to be at BlizzCon. They paid to get in there. They paid to see a show. They paid to see games. They paid to see ads, basically. They paid to get hyped up for future games. And Blizzard did not fulfill their end of the bargain. Everybody had a right to be there. They paid for their fucking seat, Pat. They paid to be there. They had every right to be there. They had every right to react how they did, because if you're putting out a shit show, and and not only that, but you're putting out, you don't even have a game. Blizzard is a PC gaming company first and foremost. That is their bread and butter. That's what they have to their name. So they're going to put out a convention. How dare they? You're like, how dare the crowd? How dare they? Actually, all they had to show for the Diablo franchise after 6 years of inactivity is a fucking mobile game. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's like mobile games are just kind of like time killers. And now all of a sudden after this reaction, mobile gaming is like, you know, the pathway to gaming, you know, bliss. It's like all the rage now all of a sudden. Like, like fucking just, you know, sell your Xboxes and your PS4s and your Switches, because it's all about mobile gaming. That's where it all goes down. So, you know, it's not like Red Dead Redemption 2 and, you know, Fallout 76 and the new Call of Duty. Like, those games, like, fuck those games. Like, those are not popular. Like, it's all about mobile gaming. Like, we're supposed to, like, remove our brain, you know, give ourselves a lobotomy to, like, read these Kotaku and Polygon articles and all these other commentators online and be like, oh yeah, mobile gaming is great. Just, like, you know, fall in line in lockstep with these, you know, peddlers. Like, it's so obvious that it's like, you know, here's Blizzard, like, yeah, here's some money, you know, just, you know, try to save face for us. I mean, it's disgusting. Yeah, I posted the video last week of all the SJWs rushing to the defense of Blizzard, you know, virtue signaling to everybody. People were replying to posts in the industry, you know, writers for Polygon and IGN, like everyone was kind of, you know, they were doing a whole circle jerk, you know, insulting all the fans, you know, that attended BlizzCon. Like, and the thing is, what's crazy, it's like they paid $50 to attend that show, and they're just shitting on everybody in that audience. And it's like, and not even one of these commentators will, you know, step off their elitist podium for 1 or 2 seconds to see how maybe the fans felt that they paid their money to be at a show where they failed to deliver the goods, did Blizzard. They did not deliver the goods. They did not give the audience what they wanted. They gave them a game. You see, you look at the crowd, and you already know, like, this is a PC crowd. This does not look like your normal, you know, people at Starbucks, you know, just playing a simple casual mobile game. These are not casuals. People attending BlizzCon are not casual gamers. They're not just people that are going to casually download something on their phone. No, they're going to, you know, be buying very advanced gaming rigs. They're going to be buying the latest graphics card and sound cards to make sure that they get the best gaming experience. Now, you've got Pat, who's like not even a fucking PC gamer, nor am I really, but I've said I have a lot of experience with the Diablo games, and it wouldn't even matter if I didn't, because the simple fact of the matter is this: Whether or not you play Diablo, you could understand when a crowd of people are expecting something. And now it was also the reaction from the developers. Oh, what? You don't have phones? Like, come on. Like, you know, and they were like, oh, you can play it on your tablet. Like, the condescending tone. Like, oh, what? You don't like what we have to show you? It's like they should have been smarter. It shows very little intelligence, very little foresight. It shows that they were just pretty fucking stupid is what it was. They wanted to put the... Look, it's like they already probably knew the reaction that they were going to get, but, you know, probably not at the level that they did. They knew that people weren't going to be happy. They know right now from the whole Battlefront 2 fiasco. And you saw the sales on that game. And you saw how that game was like already like $20 like a month after it was released. You already know that people do not like, you know, in-game purchases. They don't like that shit. They don't like loot boxes. You know, we've already seen internationally that governments have banned it. And then we have pathetic things like EA going to the fans and saying, oh, you know, you should you know, write to your local government and tell them that, you know, loot boxes are great, you know, make it legal again for us to take your money. Like, I mean, are these companies insane? Are they in the right thought process? Because I don't think that they are. And here you've got Pat, who's supposed to be like a fun-loving guy, you know, and you look at this podcast that he put out, and you've got like a very weird vibe here. Like right away, it feels very SJW-y. It feels like the what is that podcast? The H3 podcast. It feels like the same way, like very like grimy SJW-y. Yeah, what was it? It's H3 Productions, I believe it said. I feel like there's like another letter in there or something like that. But anyway, it just feels like they were trying to get into a whole like political kind of thing, and like, you know, Pat came across as very like snarky and just like one of these SJWs, like just kind of looking at like everybody like standing up like on a pedestal and looking down upon like all the fucking commoners, like, oh, you people right here, like I'm an elite gamer. You know, see, this is the thing. Maybe it's because Pat has too many subs for his own good or something like that, but I guess he forgot, you know, that he's just a gamer himself. It's not like this guy is that significant. It's not even like he's that big of a YouTuber anyway. But here he is, you know, he's got a platform, and so he's going to try to be all egotistical and be like, oh, these people are assholes, like, be more like me, like, I'm a quality gamer. No, you're a piece of shit is what you are, Pat, because you're basically telling these fans that they're assholes, and you're letting these people on stage that all they want to do is suck money through in-game transactions and all, you know, trying. And also, they even said in a more recent press conference that they're not even going to rate the Diablo game M. For as long as I can remember, Diablo games have been rated M. They're super violent, super mature games that are usually played by an older audience that's usually well into their teenage years, probably 18 and up and beyond. And they're gonna rate this game T for teen. And why are they doing that? Because they want to make it more family friendly. No, they don't want it to be family friendly. What they want is they want it to be so like moms and dads could like let their kids play this game, and you know, and then they're going to like take a credit card and start, you know, doing a whole bunch of in-game transactions, like with all these other fucking games that are out there that have, you know, in-game purchases. It's going to be like the same type of thing. And like a lot of other mobile games, it's going to end up failing. It might do well for about a month or two, but it's going to fall by the wayside. And what we're going to do is basically we're going to sit back and we're going to ask Blizzard. And we're going to ask all these knuckleheads out there who like, yeah, giant corporations rule. I mean, like, was it worth it? Was it worth getting behind this cause? You know, because I know what it is. I know what this is. Pat wants to be one of these people. He wants to get a pat on the back from people in the industry. That's probably what it's about. That's probably why he knew. He knows his fan base. He already knows that most people, you know, who have any common sense on the internet are sick and tired of SJWs ruining video games. But he wants a pat on the back from the industry. He knows that YouTube as a whole, you know, loves, you know, that. Because, you know, all these industries that all they want to do is push, you know, Kotaku and Polygon and IGN. They love to push the narrative that video gamers are toxic. And I bet anybody who probably has that mindset watching this video probably thinks I'm almost as toxic as a waste barrel. Because, I mean, you know, oh, how dare I, like, defend the good fans that all they wanted to do was spend their money and see all the great products that were coming out from Blizzard. And what did they do? They got hit over the head with a bunch of phony baloney bullshit. That there wasn't any game. That's not a fucking game. That's a fucking joke, that mobile game. That's not even a game. That's a half-ass attempt. That, like I said, it's not even something they created. It's a Chinese game that they're going to reskin with Diablo characters, which almost any fucking like person on the internet, any modder, any type of person that has any type of like computer skills, you know, involved in gaming would be able to do that same thing. It takes no effort. We're talking about a billion-dollar company here, a multi-billion-dollar company. The same company that invented World of Warcraft, probably one of the most famous IPs to date when it comes to all of gaming. And I don't think a lot of people could dispute that. That was probably one of the most hyped up, most, like, as far as like a length of time of popularity, World of Warcraft is still a game that's played probably not as much as it was by a long shot, but people still, it's a subscription service first of all, and it was a success. It was a success. I don't even think that anything like that, any people would even go for it nowadays. But I am seeing just like bad decisions from companies. I'm also seeing bad decisions from commentators, like championing causes that are not even worth championing. And it's making you very unpopular and very hated. You know, it's like if you were really a true crusader, I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but like, you know, you don't understand. You feel like you're kind of like going against the grain, but you're like on the wrong side of the battle here, folks. I mean, the battle is against them, the industries that are rallying against the fans. So you think that it's better to get hooked up with the companies and the journalists than to actually side with the audience, which usually knows what's best most of the time. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, there's not a lot of gamers that are just, you know, just complete assholes and just, but I don't think that they were being assholes. Not one of these people. No one was violent. Nobody got out of line. They didn't boo during the whole thing. They booed a little bit when they had questions. Basically, you know, they also asked questions too. They said, "You have anything planned for PC?" And they're told no. Oh, don't you? What? You guys don't have a phone? So the guy was like, he couldn't believe this. That's why he said, "Is this an April Fool's joke?" Because he couldn't believe just like how condescending that, you know, probably, you know, some of his most favorite people would have to be the developers, these people that created these great worlds to explore in these gigantic PC games. And they paid their $50 to sit there and get their asses insulted by these dweebs. So, you know, you could start to see where the boos might have come from. You could kind of see why these fans were very unhappy with their experience at BlizzCon. It was definitely an unfulfilling experience. It was definitely a disappointing experience. And if you want to ask me, where the toxicity was pouring out from, it was right there on the stage. And the toxicity was on Twitter. All the people rallying behind Blizzard and attacking the fans, the customers, the people that are going to make Blizzard the money in the future. Because it sure as hell ain't these half-wits on Twitter, you know, saying that everyone is toxic and this is the worst part of gaming and putting people down and saying that, you know, these people were fucking stupid and idiots and all the name calling and everything like that. You know, and that's also the other thing what you need to realize. Like, you want people to read your articles, you want people to watch your videos. It's probably not a good idea to start insulting them, calling them toxic, calling them idiots, calling them morons. You're just asking to be unpopular. You're asking to be hated. Because, you see, that's the thing. You know, basically, when a company is asking for your money, you're expecting to get quality in return. It's called an exchange of goods and services. That's capitalism. Now, I'm sorry if you people don't like that idea, but video games has always been based around the form of capitalism. You buy a game to be entertained. There's money that needs to be given in return for that entertainment. It's a pretty simple transaction, folks. But apparently, people, you know, don't seem to be understanding that on the side of the company. They feel like they could do what they want. They could shit on the fans. And we already saw that with Battlefield 5. That's not going to work. You can't put out a game, insult the people who are expected to buy the game, expect that people are going to buy it anyway, especially when you tell them not to buy it because they didn't buy it. And so all I'm saying is that you would think that maybe after all that shit with Battlefield and EA, you know, you would think that maybe they might have learned their lesson. But no. And now we're seeing that the journalists, that, you know, all these goofballs on Twitter, these video game commentators, and now we're even seeing it with Pat the NES Punk, that they are totally out of touch. They don't know. I'm not saying that you have to say exactly what people want to hear. You know, that's probably the last thing that you want to do. But what I'm saying is that, you know, didn't Pat think that probably insulting the people at BlizzCon, like he kind of sees where this is going, that the Diablo Immortal is not going to be a successful game, that he sees that people are very unhappy with this. So you're going to champion this game. And first of all, you're a retro gamer. And you're going to champion a mobile game of all things and defend this fucking game? I mean, you're a complete fraud and you should be ashamed of yourselves. I mean, you want to tell people to shut the fuck up for trying to voice their opinion? Well, I think, Pat, it's time that you take some of your own advice. Well, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit a thumbs up on it. If you didn't and you disagree and you're siding with Pat, then, you know, give me a thumbs down and explain to me why. Tell me why I'm toxic. If you really enjoyed the video, then definitely subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, make sure that you're still subscribed. I'm on the road to 7K here, folks. I'm trying to get beyond that if I possibly can. We managed to hit 6K recently, which I struggled with for a while, but we got there, which I'm very thankful for. And please hit the bell so you get all the notifications for all my latest videos. Check out some of the other content I have posted here. And thank you for watching, guys. And I'm signing out.